Be me, 27-year-old feminist married to husband for 2 years now. Both work full-time jobs. He's software engineer. I'm marketing coordinator. Got married after dating for 3 years, seemed like natural progression. Always been passionate about dismantling patriarchal structures in relationships. Believe strongly that romance is a tool of patriarchy to control women. All those romantic gestures are just ways men manipulate women emotionally. Flowers are wasteful consumerism designed to make women feel special temporarily. Valentine's Day is a capitalist holiday that commodifies love and relationships. Date nights are performative rituals that reinforce traditional gender dynamics. Told myself I'd never fall for these patriarchal romance traps. Husband seemed understanding when I explained my beliefs about romance early on. Said he respected my perspective and we'd build relationship on equality instead. Early in relationship, he used to bring me flowers occasionally. Would surprise me with bouquets saying he saw them and thought of me. Immediately shut it down, told him flowers are symbol of patriarchal courtship. They die in days and it's wasteful spending on temporary beauty standards. He looked confused but said, "Okay, no more flowers if that bothers you." Felt proud that I educated him about problematic nature of romantic gestures. Never considered that he was trying to express affection in tangible way. Told myself, actions speak louder than flowers, and I didn't need symbols. He used to plan date nights taking me to nice restaurants or activities. Would research places he thought I'd enjoy and make reservations in advance. Told him date nights are performative and we don't need scheduled romance. We can just spend time together naturally without capitalist consumption rituals. He seemed disappointed but agreed. We'd just hang out at home instead. Started spending evenings on couch watching TV on separate devices mostly. Told myself this was more authentic than performing romance for each other. Felt satisfied we weren't falling into traditional dating script like sheep. Valentine's Day came around and he asked what I wanted to do. Immediately launched into lecture about how Valentine's Day is corporate scam, designed to make people spend money proving love through consumption patterns. Told him I refuse to participate in this capitalist patriarchal holiday. He said, "Okay, we'll just treat it like normal day then." Felt vindicated that I stood up against commercialized romance industry. He stopped asking about Valentine's Day or trying to make it special. We spent it like any other evening, him on computer, me on phone. He used to write me little notes, leaving them around apartment for me. Would find post-its saying he loved me or was thinking about me. Told him written declarations of love are performative emotional labor. Said, if he loves me, he should show it through actions, not words. He stopped leaving notes after that conversation about emotional performance. Told myself I didn't need constant validation through written affirmations anyway. Felt proud I wasn't falling for empty romantic gestures like other women. Never thought about how those notes made me feel seen and thought about. Our anniversary came up, and he asked if I wanted to do anything special. Told him anniversaries are arbitrary markers that commodify relationship milestones. We don't need capitalism telling us when to celebrate our partnership. He looked hurt but said, "Okay, we'll just stay in like usual." We ordered pizza and watched TV just like every other night together. Felt righteous about not participating in anniversary industrial complex schemes. He stopped mentioning our anniversary or trying to make it significant. Told myself we were above needing special days to validate our relationship. He used to compliment me regularly saying I looked beautiful or nice. Would notice when I wore something new or did my hair differently. Told him compliments on appearance reinforce patriarchal beauty standards for women. Said my value isn't determined by how I look to male gaze. He stopped complimenting my appearance after I explained this to him. Told myself I didn't need male validation about my looks anyway. Felt empowered that I educated him about objectification through compliments. Started missing being noticed, but wouldn't admit it to myself at all. Notice our physical intimacy has decreased significantly over past year. He rarely initiates anymore and seems distant when I try to initiate. Ask him what's wrong and why he doesn't seem interested anymore. He says he doesn't feel connected to me emotionally like he used to. Tell him that's because he's not putting in effort to maintain our bond. He looks at me strangely and says he tried, But I rejected everything. Reminds me I shut down every gesture he made to show affection. Says he feels like he can't express love in any way I'll accept. Tell him he can express love through actions like doing chores or cooking. He says he does those things because they need doing, not as love language. Says when he tried to express love romantically, I called it patriarchal. When he tried words, I called it performative emotional labor instead. When he tried gestures, I called them capitalist consumption patterns always. Asks me how exactly I want him to show love if everything is problematic. Stand there realizing I've rejected every way he tried to connect with me, but still can't admit maybe my principles have gone too far here. Months pass, and we're basically roommates who happen to be married now. We split bills. Do our separate chores exist in same space politely? No affection, no romance, no special moments, just functional cohabitation arrangement. Tell myself, this is what mature equal partnership looks like without patriarchy. But feel empty and disconnected from person I'm supposed to love most. He seems distant and disengaged, like he's given up trying to reach me. We have conversations about logistics and responsibilities, nothing deeper than that. Sex life basically non-existent, because there's no emotional intimacy left between us. Friend gets engaged and posts about elaborate proposal her boyfriend planned. Immediately comment about how proposals are patriarchal performance of ownership. Point out the engagement ring as symbol of property and capitalist excess. Friend responds that she felt loved and special during the proposal moment. Tell her she's been brainwashed by romantic industrial complex propaganda machines. Other friends jump in, defending romantic gestures as expressions of love. Tell them they're all victims of patriarchal conditioning about romance. Log off feeling self-righteous, but also feeling alone in my convictions somehow. Watch romantic movie alone while husband works late in his office. See couple on screen doing all the things I've rejected as problematic. Flowers date nights, love notes, anniversary celebrations, Valentine's Day, gifts, romantic gestures. Feel unexpected tears watching fictional couple connect through these patriarchal rituals. Realize I miss feeling special and thought about and romanced by partner. Quickly remind myself these are just conditioned responses to patriarchal programming, but can't shake feeling that I've lost something important in my marriage. Turn off movie and sit in dark feeling empty and confused. Husband comes out of office and barely acknowledges me sitting there. Asks if I ate dinner. I say yes. He goes to kitchen without further conversation. Watch him make food, eat alone, and go back to his office without talking. Realize we've become strangers, living in same apartment, sharing expenses only. Try to remember last time we had deep conversation or physical affection. Can't remember specific instance. It's been so long since we connected meaningfully. Tell myself, this is fine. We're equal partners who respect each other's autonomy. But feel crushing loneliness sitting alone in living room of shared home. Decide to plan special evening together to reconnect with my husband. Suggest we have nice dinner at home and watch movie together tonight. He seems surprised by suggestion, but agrees to the plan tentatively. I cook dinner, making effort to prepare something nice for us both. He looks confused when he sees me cooking, asking what the occasion is. Tell him, no occasion, just wanted to spend quality time together tonight. We eat dinner in awkward silence, neither knowing what to talk about. Realize we've lost ability to just be together without it feeling forced. Try to initiate physical intimacy after movie, but he seems hesitant. Ask what's wrong, and he says he doesn't feel connected enough for intimacy. Tell him we're married, we should be able to have sex without emotional production. He says that's exactly the problem. I've made everything transactional and cold. Says I rejected romance so thoroughly, there's nothing left connecting us emotionally. Tells me he feels like he's living with business partner, not wife he loves. Try to argue but realize he's right. Our marriage has become loveless transaction. We manage household together, but there's no actual love or affection between us. Sit in therapy office alone because he refused to come to couples counseling. Therapist asks me to describe my marriage and how I feel about it. Explain that my husband doesn't show me love or affection anymore lately. She asks how I receive love and what gestures make me feel loved. Realize I've rejected every traditional love language as patriarchal oppression. Therapist gently points out that love languages exist because humans need connection. Asks if maybe my ideology has prevented me from accepting expressions of love. Get defensive and say my husband should find non-problematic ways to show love. She asks what those ways are, and I realize I have no answer. Therapist asks if I've communicated what I need from husband clearly. Realize I've only told him what I don't want, never what I actually do want. Spent years explaining why romantic gestures are problematic patriarchal tools. Never provided alternative ways for him to express love that I'd accept. She points out that rejecting everything without offering alternatives leaves nothing. Says marriage needs expressions of love even if they look different than tradition. Asks me to consider what expressions of love I would actually accept. Sit there realizing I've criticized everything, but built nothing to replace it. Go home and find husband packing bag for business trip leaving tomorrow. He's cold and distant while packing, barely making eye contact with me. Ask if we can talk before he leaves, and he sighs but sits down. Tell him I've been thinking about our marriage and realize things aren't good. He laughs bitterly and says, "No, things haven't been good for a long time." Ask him if he still loves me, and he's quiet for a long moment. Says he doesn't know anymore. He feels nothing when he looks at me. Says I rejected his love so many times, he stopped feeling it eventually. Feel panic rising because I might lose him due to my own rigidity. Ask what I can do to fix this and reconnect with him emotionally. He says honestly, he doesn't know if it can be fixed at this point. Says for years he tried to show love, and I called everything he did problematic. Eventually stopped trying because rejection hurt more than feeling nothing at all. Tells me our marriage is empty shell, and he's not sure why we're still together. Asks me if I even want romance and affection, or if I just want to be right. Question hits hard because I realize I chose being right over being loved. He leaves for his trip, and I'm alone with my thoughts for a week. Look around apartment that feels more like office than home we built together. No photos displayed because I said they were performative relationship propaganda. No flowers or plants because I rejected them as wasteful patriarchal symbols. No love notes or mementos because I called them meaningless gestures. Nothing that shows two people in love live here. Just two people existing. Realize I've stripped our life of anything romantic or tender or special. Created sterile environment where love can't grow because I won't let it. Think back to early relationship when he used to try so hard. Remembered how his face would light up, giving me flowers he picked out. How excited he'd get planning dates to places he thought I'd enjoy specifically. How he'd leave notes to brighten my day when he knew I was stressed. How he'd remember small details about me and surprise me with thoughtful gestures. Remembered how I systematically rejected every single attempt he made at romance. Explained in detail why each gesture was problematic and patriarchal conditioning. Watched his enthusiasm dim over time until he stopped trying completely altogether. Realized I wanted equality, but I created emptiness instead of partnership. Thought romance was tool of oppression, but it was actually his love language. Assumed I could build marriage on pure equality without affection or tenderness. Never considered that humans need romance and connection regardless of politics. My ideology told me romance was patriarchy, but my heart needed it anyway. Rejected his attempts to love me the way he knew how to love. Now we're two people living together who feel nothing for each other emotionally. Used feminism to protect myself from vulnerability, but lost love in process. He comes back from trip and I ask if we can talk seriously. Tell him I've been reflecting on our marriage and my behavior patterns. Admit that I rejected every way he tried to show me love and affection. Acknowledge that I used my ideology to avoid vulnerability and true intimacy. Tell him I was wrong to dismiss romance as purely patriarchal without nuance. Ask if he'd be willing to try again if I'm open to receiving love. He looks at me with tired eyes and says he doesn't know if he can. Says he built walls to protect himself from constant rejection and criticism. Says he's not sure those walls can come down anymore after years of building. Ask him what he needs from me to try rebuilding what we lost. He says he needs to know I'll accept expressions of love without criticism. Needs to feel safe showing affection without lecture about patriarchy following. Needs to believe I actually want romance and connection. Not just saying it. Tells me he's scared to try again because rejection hurt so much before. Says he shut down his feelings to survive our marriage and can't turn them back. Watching him talk, realize I broke something in him that might not heal. My principles cost me the love of man, who tried so hard to love me. We try couples counseling together, and it's harder than I expected it to be. Therapist asks him to share how he feels about our marriage currently. He says he feels lonely, empty and exhausted from years of rejection. Describes trying to express love in every way he knew and being shut down. Tells story of buying flowers early on and being lectured about patriarchy for hour. Says something in him died that day when I rejected his genuine gesture. Therapist turns to me and asks if I understand impact of my actions. Sit there crying, realizing I destroyed his love with my ideology and rigidity. Therapist asks me why I rejected romance so completely in my marriage. Explain my beliefs about patriarchy and how romance is a tool of oppression. She listens, then asks if maybe I was using ideology to avoid emotional vulnerability. Points out that accepting romantic love requires being open and vulnerable with partner. Asks if maybe rejecting romance was less about politics and more about fear. Realize she's right. I used feminism as shield against intimacy and vulnerability. Easier to reject flowers than accept them and risk being hurt or disappointed. Year later, and our marriage is better, but not what it was before. We have romance now, but there's still distance that therapy can't fully heal. He's more guarded with his affections, like he's protecting himself from me still. I'm more open to receiving love, but damage I caused created permanent scar tissue. We're trying to rebuild, but some things once broken don't heal back the same. Realize I can't undo years of rejection and criticism with months of being open. He loves me, but differently now, more carefully, like I'm fragile or dangerous. Most painful part is knowing I created this distance with my own rigid ideology. Watch couples around us who maintained romance throughout their relationships together. See how they light up around each other with affection and tenderness flowing naturally. Feel jealous of what they have because I destroyed that possibility in my marriage. They have years of romantic memories and gestures building foundation of love. I have years of rejections and lectures about patriarchy creating foundation of distance. They accepted love when it was offered. I criticized it until it stopped coming. Now I'm fighting to get back something they never lost in the first place. Expensive lesson about the cost of being right versus the value of being loved.